Hi everybody, welcome to my video about copywriting for LinkedIn outreach, or leads, or clients, or if you want a packed demo calendar. This is going to help you out. So it's important to have good copy when it comes to messaging, especially on LinkedIn, because that's your prospect's first impression of you and your company, and you don't want to mess that up. Personally, I think it's really important that as a business owner, you learn how to copywrite, and also you do your own first copies at the very beginning of your business, or just like if you're starting out copywriting, because you know your business the best and you don't want anybody else to do that right now until you have like a good format template going on, which is why I'm making this video, so you have some tips and tricks on how to copywrite for LinkedIn outbound messaging or outreach messaging. So here's the agenda. I'm going to give you guys some tips, and then I'm going to show you guys a template, and then I'm going to show you guys a tracking template that you guys can use, and it's all going to be available for you guys in the link in the description below, completely for free. I don't care. I want you guys to do well. You do well, I do well. So here's my first tip. Anything you can shorten, do shorten. So I'm part of this entrepreneur group, and a lot of people like to send me their copy so I can proofread it or check it out, and I'm happy to do so when I have the time. And I noticed that a lot of people like to just send like a big blast, like a big word vomit about like, this is what I do, this is how I do it, ba-da-ba-da-ba, like, please come get on a call with me. And I'm like, no. You're not piquing their interest. You're acting like you're not good enough. You're acting like your business isn't good enough. Like, you can't look desperate, because that looks super desperate and is also super boring. And so we don't want that. We want it short, sweet, but hits them right in the heartstrings, you know? The second tip is double check your punctuation and your grammar. This is so important, and a lot of people don't double check their work. And it's important because if you have bad punctuation and bad grammar, that's what prospects are gonna think that your service is bad, right? So having bad grammar and punctuation directly reflects on the service of your company and the service that you provide and the quality of it. So if people think that you have bad grammar and bad punctuation, they're gonna think that your service is bad too. For some reason, that directly correlates. Don't ask me why. I don't make the rules, I just write the copy. The third tip is to read your messaging as if you're the target market. Now, a lot of people actually skip the step and they just write, oh yeah, this is the value that I provide, like this is pretty good, right? And it seems convincing to them. But it's only convincing to them because they know the value of their service. But these people in their target market don't even know the value of their service yet. And so you need to read it as if you're in the shoes of the target market. So say, for example, you own an e-commerce store that's product-based, and you have to try to think of like, what are their pain points? Like, does this help solve a problem for them? Does this messaging sound like it helps solve the problem for them? Right? You have to think to yourself, like, does this messaging relate to me as a e-commerce store owner? If it doesn't, then you gotta start from scratch. Now just keep those 3 tips in your mind when you're writing your copy. Now I'm gonna show you my template, and then I'm gonna show you my tracking system. So now we've moved over to screen recording. I'm just gonna share my screen right here. Okay. So this is my personalized LinkedIn template. With personalization is really important because that's how you catch their attention, and that's how you kind of try to be their friend. So your personalization template should sound like not really salesy, but it should sound like you're trying to be their friend and not trying to sell them on anything. So this is the first line that they're going to see. So when you send them a LinkedIn message and it pops up on their phone, this is the preview message, the first thing they're going to see, so they're going to be intrigued to open it. Also, quick disclaimer, do not copy any of this like completely word for word, because this is stuff that people in the market use all the time, and the market is ever changing. And so try to come up with your own stuff, because not only is it plagiarism, but it's also going to actually dig you a little bit of a hole. With LinkedIn messaging, I have a connection request, LinkedIn connection request. So when you send a LinkedIn message, it gives you a little option to add a note. I add this. Hi, I see that you're quite the entrepreneur, would love to connect, learn, share, build new connections with someone like you. A little bit of a compliment there, you know, kind of kiss their butt, get in, just put your foot in the door, you know? And Totally Branded. So Totally Branded is the name of my agency. Feel free to check out my other video to learn more about Totally Branded. But anyways, continuing on, this one has no personalization because it's just like, hey, I want to be your friend, right? And then you can send an in-mail. So an in-mail is more of a pitch, I would say, but it's a short pitch with a little bit of personalization as well. So you can see that it says in-mail personalization here. So we go back to the top. There it is. Change this up however you see fit for your company. I see that you're a real estate agent based in Ontario with 5 years under your belt. I really admire that. That would be really good if they're an employee. If not, then you got to change it up. And then you go quick summary to our company, your claim and offer, one line on how you bring these results, and then let me know if you're interested in a quick call. Best, your name, totally branded. It's always best to sign off with your name and your company, because that way people have it ingrained in their mind. So they're used to seeing your name and your company, and then they start to build a little bit of trust with you. So first message after accept. So what that means is after people have accepted the LinkedIn connection request, you can send one more message right after that, pretty much telling them what you're looking for. So personalization here, we go back to the top. I noticed that you're featured on, if they're featured, BuzzFeed.com. Super impressed, love what you're doing. You can totally change that up too, but it should be personalized. Would you be open to hopping on a quick 15-minute call? So it's like asking for what you want right away, and then why you think you deserve it, which is pretty much the same as here. You can also just add that in here. Let me know if you're interested in a quick call. Best, Brandie, totally branded. And then I do 3 follow-ups. You can do 2. I do 3 because I think that works best. And from what I've tested, it has done the best for me. By the way, all businesses are a little bit different. So you might have to alter a bunch of different things, like 1 or 2 follow-ups, or like you don't even do a follow-up at all, that kind of stuff. I'm just showing you what works best for me and my agency that builds other agencies, totally branded. So here's our first follow-up, just bumping up this message for you. Quick, short, simple. You ask for what you want. Then it's not like a huge like bump where they can't find this anymore. It doesn't drown your first message out. So follow-up 2 should be a little bit more interesting, should capture their attention a little bit more to want to hop on a call with you. This works for me. Again, might work differently for you. So maybe a fun fact that supports your service or product you're trying to provide. So one of the agencies that my agency, Totally Branded, builds, because we're an agency that builds agencies, is a content creation agency. So for example, did you know that leads for high ticket businesses need 7 hours of content to close? By the way, that agency is called the Macro System. So if you're interested, let me know. And then a line to show that you may have a solution to help their issues. So you would say something like, and we figured out how to get around it. Let me know if you're interested. Follow-up 3, hi, first, this is what I've written. Feel free to change this up. Business drive is my middle name. I'm kidding. It's definitely one of my qualities, which is why I'm reaching out again. So it's like, I'm joking around with you. We're friends now. You want to be their friend, right? And then you can show a statistic that supports your service or your product. You can find that online, or you can do what my agency did is we hopped on a bunch of calls with a bunch of people, and we didn't sell them on anything. We just interviewed them, solely interviewed them. And we pretty much figured out their pain points to figure out what statistics to add to the LinkedIn messaging. And then a very, very brief line on what you do, and then the call to action, which is let me know if you're interested in a quick call. If not, I won't bother you again. Again, all of this entire template will be in the link in the description below. You have full access to it. I grant you full permission to use it. Knock it out of the park. Upgrade your business. Okay, and this is my tracking sheet that I use. It's super, super simple. You can make it as intricate as you want. This is just like a foundation and a baseline for you to start off of. But I like things super simple, and I'm also not that great with Google Sheets, but it's so, so, so important to track, because that way you can collect your data. You can alter your copy, so that way you can get the most optimal results. Everything should be backed by science and data. Don't throw stuff at the wall and hope that it sticks. Back it by science and data. So you can see here that I've added all the messaging in here, and then all I have to do is press running. So that means that this is what we're using currently. And if I stop using it and I change up the messaging, then I add the new messaging in here. You can see that I have this whole template. It's all set up for you to copy and paste if you'd like. And if I create a new messaging and this is no longer running, then I just go not running and it turns red. Amazing. How many were sent? So you say, for example, you sent 30 connection messages, 10 were accepted, no positive replies. Send 30 email messages, how many accepted? 2, positive replies 1. So the amount of people that have accepted your connection messages should be the amount of people that you send first message after connection messages to. And then just record down how many positive replies you have, because this is how you determine whether or not this messaging is good. You should send around, I would say, 200 messages before you try to switch up the testing for more valid results. And then you just keep going on and on and on and on. And I've organized it as July 2021 and August 2021. You just keep duplicating it to pretty much optimize all your data from your messaging that you've collected into the best messaging that you could possibly have for the most optimal results for your business. I'm just going to show you the other side. So you're gonna have access to this as well. You can choose whether or not you want to use it, or if you want to create your own, or if you want to add to it and add percentages so you have open rates and stuff like that. But this is what I use for now. I will be making more detailed videos about copywriting in the future. Don't worry, I got you covered there. And if you want to check out what my agency does, I'll have the link of the video somewhere here. And if you want to check out the other services that Totally Branded's agencies, so we have Totally Branded and then we have our other agencies that do different things, like we do LinkedIn outbound messaging and we do email prospecting, but we combine the two. And we also do automations and systems. Or if you want TikTok marketing, feel free to let me know. Or if you have any questions, you want to start a conversation, you want to talk to me, you want to hang out, become friends, I'm cool with that too. This is my email right here. And I hope everyone has a great day. Peace.